Prince William is match fit for a possible call-up to the top job.
What happens when a monarch who waited over 70 years for the crown begins to quietly retreat from the throne? Is Britain preparing for a new king far earlier than expected? King Charles's emotional announcement has stunned royal watchers around the world. But what's even more surprising is the figure rising to take his place. Prince William is no longer just an heir. He's stepping into power fast. This isn't just about a health condition. It's about the future of the monarchy, a dramatic power shift, and what could be the beginning of a new royal era. So what's really happening behind the palace walls? How is Prince William preparing for his destiny? And what does this mean for Queen Camilla, Princess Kate, and the legacy of Princess Diana? The royal family is built on continuity. Generations pass down the crown, and the monarchy survives by appearing steady, timeless, and unshakable. But behind palace doors, that image is now under quiet strain. Just a short time into his reign, King Charles has announced that he is stepping back from royal duties due to health concerns, and with that, the balance of power is shifting, faster than anyone expected. For years, whispers surrounded Charles's health. His absence from key events, his visibly thinner appearance, and the growing role of other royals all hinted that something serious was happening. But the palace remained tight-lipped until recently, when Charles publicly acknowledged the seriousness of his condition. While officially still the monarch, Charles has begun transferring core responsibilities to his son. Prince William now controls the Duchy of Cornwall, a powerful estate worth over £1 billion, and has inherited Scottish titles traditionally held by the reigning monarch. These changes may seem symbolic, but they're actually logistical steps toward preparing William for the throne. It's no longer just a matter of when. The process has already begun, and the implications go far beyond royal protocol. The monarchy is not just a family business. It's a political, cultural, and historical institution. Charles stepping aside, even partially, sends a ripple across the entire Commonwealth. Leaders around the world are now shifting their attention to Prince William, signaling a global recalibration of royal influence. This subtle reorientation is also influencing public trust, media narratives, and even the way royal charities and organizations are structured going forward. In short, this is the beginning of a new chapter, one where William isn't just being trained to lead, he's already leading. The British public, long familiar with Charles as the Prince of Wales, now faces an unusual reality. The monarch they've only just started to accept may soon be eclipsed by his heir. And that transition is creating both uncertainty and cautious optimism. For traditionalists, it raises questions about royal continuity. For younger audiences, it sparks hope for a more modern and approachable monarchy. It's a moment loaded with symbolism, emotion, and the weight of history. The torch isn't just being passed. It's being reshaped in the hands of a new generation. Prince William isn't just standing in for his father. He's stepping into a role he's been preparing for his entire life. The moment King Charles stepped back, William's public presence exploded. Royal events that once included Charles now feature William front and center. Behind the scenes, he's chairing meetings, overseeing charitable initiatives, and even handling diplomatic conversations with world leaders. He's also becoming the voice of the monarchy, giving speeches, making appearances, and shaping how the royal family is perceived globally. His demeanor is professional but relatable, firm but empathetic. For many watching, William's leadership doesn't feel like a temporary stand-in. It feels like the real thing. This rise has been carefully planned. Royal aides, longtime advisors, and communications teams are quietly transitioning public attention to William and Kate. Their appearances are more frequent, their statements more substantial. And in the public eye, there's growing consensus. Prince William isn't waiting for the crown. He's already wearing it in everything but name. He's also subtly reshaping the monarchy's tone. Under William's increasing influence, public messaging has become more transparent, more responsive, and more grounded in social issues that matter to the younger generation. Topics like mental health, climate change, and homelessness are now at the forefront of royal messaging, all causes that William has personally championed. By steering the monarchy in a more modern, values-driven direction, William isn't just filling his father's shoes. He's redefining what it means to be a modern royal leader in a time of global change. And this evolution is being noticed not just in Britain, but globally. International media has begun to shift its royal coverage, increasingly featuring William as the face of the monarchy. From photo ops with world leaders to solo engagements at major summits, William's diplomatic clout is growing. He has also begun to take a more hands-on role in shaping policy-related initiatives, partnering with think tanks, hosting forums, and contributing directly to public debates on critical issues. His involvement isn't performative, it's purposeful. And for many royal watchers, that signals not just a change in figurehead, but a change in philosophy. When King Charles finally addressed the public in a pre-recorded message, the mood was somber. He didn't need to say everything outright. The emotion in his voice, the weight in his eyes, and the vulnerability in his tone said more than words ever could. He confirmed that he was stepping back to focus on his health. What he didn't confirm, but what everyone felt, was that this could be the beginning of the end of his active reign. Charles's cancer diagnosis had long been rumored, and the palace's silence only fueled speculation. But now, his decision to open up marked a turning point. He spoke about the need to heal, the importance of family, and the inevitability of change. It was honest, heartfelt, and quietly heartbreaking. He also made a subtle but crucial point, that the monarchy must move forward with or without him. While he stopped short of naming Prince William as acting king, the message was clear. The baton was being passed, not with fanfare, but with quiet dignity. This wasn't just a health update. It was the beginning of a royal transition. What struck many viewers most was the tone of finality. The king looked tired, not just physically, but emotionally. For someone who had waited his entire life to wear the crown, stepping back after such a short reign felt almost tragic. Yet there was also grace in the gesture. He wasn't clinging to power, he was prioritizing stability. In that moment, Charles showed what it meant to be a true statesman, putting the crown and the country before ego, and the world took notice. And it wasn't just the British public who reacted emotionally. Messages of support poured in from across the Commonwealth. Leaders and citizens alike expressed admiration for Charles's courage and honesty. For many, it was a rare glimpse into the humanity of a monarch often seen as distant. Charles's announcement became a cultural moment, one that highlighted the fragility of even the most time-honored institutions. It also reinforced just how much the monarchy is, at its core, about people, about family, resilience, and sacrifice. Prince William's emergence as the central figure in the monarchy has not gone unnoticed. While he has always been groomed for this role, what we're seeing now is a man fully stepping into his destiny. He's not just fulfilling ceremonial duties, he's making decisions, providing strategic direction, and becoming the emotional center of a nation seeking reassurance. His engagements have multiplied, and so has the complexity of his role. William is often briefed on matters of national security, internal affairs, and foreign diplomacy. He's attending meetings once meant only for the monarch. His presence has become expected, not supplementary, but essential. This level of responsibility reveals just how much confidence the royal institution already has in him. And it's not just about what he does, but how he does it. William's tone, posture, and communication style have matured significantly. He mixes tradition with a contemporary sensitivity that resonates with both older generations and Gen Z. From hosting state dinners to visiting children's hospitals, his approach is equal parts regal and real. Every handshake, every speech, every policy visit signals this is a man ready to lead. Even more telling is how the public responds. Polls consistently show rising support for William. Social media lights up every time he speaks or makes an appearance. His ability to connect with everyday citizens, while still embodying royal dignity, makes him the perfect bridge between the institution's legacy and its evolving identity. If the monarchy is to survive the coming decades, William's current rise may prove to be its most critical phase. Queen Camilla, once a figure of controversy, has proven to be a stabilizing presence beside King Charles. But now, with the king stepping back and William stepping up, Camilla's place in the pecking order is under subtle pressure. Insiders suggest she is feeling sidelined as the spotlight increasingly shifts toward William and Kate. In public, Camilla remains composed. She continues to support Charles, lead charitable efforts, and fulfill ceremonial duties. But behind palace walls, her influence may be waning. Her proximity to the crown is no longer as central as it was at the start of Charles's reign. While she was a key advisor to Charles, she holds no real power in William's vision for the monarchy. Adding complexity is the difference in public perception. Camilla, though respected by many, has never fully escaped the shadow of Princess Diana. William and Kate, by contrast, enjoy overwhelming public support. As Kate's visibility increases, comparisons between the two women become inevitable and unfavorable for Camilla. The Queen Consort's lower approval ratings are now drawing renewed scrutiny. These tensions are further compounded by conflicting loyalties within the royal household. Some longtime staff loyal to Charles and Camilla reportedly feel uneasy with William and Kate's growing control. As internal dynamics evolve, the palace is walking a tightrope to avoid alienating key players. Camilla may be fighting not just for public acceptance, but for continued relevance. Princess Diana's influence remains an undeniable force within the royal family. Her legacy lives on not only through public memory, but in William's demeanor, causes, and character. Diana's tragic story created a deep well of public emotion, and that emotional currency has passed on to her son. William has never distanced himself from his mother's legacy. In fact, he embraces it. He often references her in speeches. He champions the causes she held dear, and most importantly, he mirrors her ability to connect with the public. This association with Diana adds an emotional layer to his leadership that no other royal possesses. But Diana's legacy also casts long shadows, particularly over Queen Camilla. Despite Camilla's efforts to carve out a role for herself, many people still associate her with the heartbreak Diana suffered. Public forgiveness has been slow. Camilla's rise to Queen Consort was met with mixed reactions, and the continued comparisons to Diana have only sharpened with time. Kate, meanwhile, is seen as the natural heir to Diana's legacy. Her grace, warmth, and charitable focus draw frequent parallels to her late mother-in-law. This dual inheritance, from both Charles and Diana, gives William and Kate unmatched symbolic power. But it also deepens the divide between the future and the fading past. As the monarchy undergoes its most significant internal shift in decades, Prince Harry's name inevitably surfaces. Though he's stepped away from royal duties and now resides in California, questions about his potential return continue to swirl. Would he stand with his family during Charles's health crisis? Could he repair his strained bond with William? Harry's silence so far has been telling. While he has made statements expressing concern for his father's well-being, there has been no official move to re-engage with royal duties. Sources say lines of communication remain open, but the rift runs deep. The fallout from interviews, memoirs, and years of tension can't be undone overnight. Still, some speculate that Charles's condition might soften the family's position. A symbolic gesture from Harry, attending a key event or visiting quietly, could pave the way for future healing. Others argue the divide is now institutional, not just emotional. William is focused on the future. Harry represents a past the monarchy may want to move beyond. Yet, public sentiment remains divided. Some want Harry back in the fold. Others believe his absence proves that the monarchy can function without him. But one thing is clear. His decisions in the coming months will define his legacy just as much as William's will define his reign. As Prince William rises, he's not just thinking about today. He's shaping the future. Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis are slowly being introduced to royal life. Though their roles are carefully curated, William and Kate are determined to raise them with a blend of normalcy and tradition. Prince George, second in line to the throne, is already showing signs of stepping into a leadership role. His appearances are brief but intentional, aimed at building public familiarity without overwhelming him. Charlotte and Louis are still young, but even their limited exposure reflects a strategy, gently ushering in the next wave of Windsor royalty. Behind the scenes, the children are reportedly receiving private education not just in academics but in royal protocol, ethics, and public service. William and Kate want them prepared, not just for titles, but for responsibility. They're laying the groundwork for a more compassionate, service-driven monarchy. This generation may be the monarchy's ultimate test. In a world questioning the need for royal families, the way George, Charlotte, and Louis are raised will define public support decades from now. For now, they are symbols of hope, and William and Kate are the bridge guiding them into the future. With every public appearance carefully managed, it's easy to forget the tension simmering behind palace walls. But insiders paint a more dramatic picture, one of clashing egos, shifting alliances, and an institution struggling to evolve. Charles's partial withdrawal has created a power vacuum, and nature abhors a vacuum. William is stepping in, but not everyone in the household is on board. Some loyalists to Charles and Camilla feel displaced. Others are excited by the modern direction William and Kate are taking. The palace, usually a bastion of tradition, is experiencing something new, internal culture shock. Budget decisions, staffing changes, and the restructuring of royal patronages are all signs of this transformation. Camilla's team, once central, now finds itself increasingly isolated. William and Kate's aides are taking the lead in planning and strategy. This isn't just a transition of title, it's a transfer of power. Even the language in official statements has changed. Phrases like the Prince of Wales will represent the monarchy are now common. Charles, once the heart of the machine, is becoming a symbolic figure, and that shift is creating tension, one that the public won't see but will feel in the monarchy's tone and decisions. And so, the final question, is Prince William truly ready to be king? On paper, absolutely. He's been trained from birth. He understands the institution, the pressure, the legacy. But more than that, William understands the moment. He knows the monarchy can no longer rely on mystique alone. It must be meaningful. It must serve. It must adapt. In recent months, William has demonstrated not just poise, but purpose. He's made bold statements on homelessness. He's taken real steps to reduce the royal footprint. He listens, acts, and reflects. These aren't just gestures. They're signs of a man who gets it. Kate is a key part of this readiness. Their partnership is strong, their public image cohesive. Together, they represent not just continuity, but evolution. A modern monarchy doesn't need to abandon tradition. It needs to channel it into relevance. That's what William is doing. If King Charles never returns to full-time royal duties, the crown may pass without ceremony, because in the eyes of many, the next king is already here. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Prince William is ready to become king? Was King Charles right to step back now, or should he continue as an active monarch? What role will Camilla, Kate, and even Harry play in this new royal reality? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear what you think about this dramatic turning point in royal history. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more royal updates, scandals, and legacy breakdowns. Thanks for watching. Until next time.